What is up, everybody? This is Zhenya here with another YouTube video, and we are playing, as you can see, Railroader Early Access. This came out a little bit ago, just earlier this month of December. It's just after Christmas that I'm recording now. It's the 25th today, or 26th actually, I think. It's the 26th. Anyways, I am a real railroader. I am a conductor for a Class 1 railroad, and I've also worked for a very long time around railroads. So I just wanted to try it out. And I know a few other railroaders, or claim to fame railroaders, have tried this out, but I've only really seen a couple ones that aren't museum railroaders, which they're cool too. But I'm a mainline freight railroader. Um, and I wanted to see for myself. Now, I've tested a couple little worlds here and there just to see what it's like, but I haven't really dug too deep into it without getting ready to record. So we're going to jump right in and see how it goes and see if the series gains some traction. I'm a pretty personable person, I think, but if you don't like it, you don't gotta watch. If you do like it, drop a comment below, throw a like in there and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you. Let's roll right in. Let's just. Oh, and I've started a world. Whoops. I meant to create one, not start one I'm already was testing in, but that's okay. It's just gonna jump right in. Some people don't like the mouse, some people do. I'm gonna keep the mouse because it allows my hand-eye coordination to be a little better. I mean, I could do it without the mouse, but I don't know. I like pointing at things, you know what I mean? Like circling the jumping and whatnot. So we're just gonna, you know, dive right in once this loads. Uh, there we go. All right, single player, new game. Oh, that's nice. Southern Railway, SR. Thought it was SOR or SOU. But I was thinking the Andrews and Northeastern Eastern Railroad. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. We'll just copy that and delete the ANN. ANNRR, but ANN for short. You know what I mean? I think that's a pretty good name, ANN, for an old-timey kind of railroad. That's what it is. We're going to start in East Whittier. Well, that's the only selection we have right now, but YouTube video 1. I am honestly really excited to dive into this from a YouTube perspective. You know what I mean? I have not recorded a lot of YouTube videos of gaming on this channel, and so I'd like to do that with this one and a few more as we go on, since I've got my computer back up to specs and the recording software back and whatnot. So anyways, we're going to kind of quickly go through the tutorial. I kind of know the gist of how to move and everything, but for you guys who don't know yet, and some who might, we're just going to read quickly and go through the tutorial just quickly, because it is a decently long tutorial. Some people say it's bulky, some people say it's not. I think it's pretty relative compared to actual conducting and what they throw at you on a real railroad. So is what it is. East Whittier after the flood. Today is the day. We're on our own railroad. The Atlantic Railway might have not thought this area was worth their time, but now it's all in our hands. We got 1.5 good engines. Yeah, we got this one over here. It's not looking too good. Not looking too shabby. A little, off the track, if you don't say. I also got number 2 over here. A beautiful 260 Mogul. Gorgeous engine. Love it. Anyways, this yard, trouble is it doesn't do us much good with the bridge at Ella still out. Yeah. This yard at East Whittier will be our home for now. It's got a yard that doubles as the interchange with the Atlantic Railway to the east and the engine service facilities. The coal conveyor, water column, and engine shed are more than enough for our current needs. Reposition this window by dragging it by its title. So like this. Blah, 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 blah. Job briefing before we get running in passengers. We're going to get familiar with the engine, take on some coal and water, rescue the derailed locomotive, order more coal and take the hopper to the interchange, run a passenger train to Whittier and Ella, west of here, and then set up your first freight contracts with customers. Alright, so instead of going through the rest of the tutorial, because I'm going to leave that up to you guys if you want to play the game instead of just, throwing it all out there. If you want to see somebody else do that, you can. But I just want to jump right into this because I don't got much time. As a real railroader, I don't have much time. So, you get all the fun little things and a steam locomotive. That's pretty nice. I'll stick with that one for this. I think is the default bell. We're gonna select down here, apply the handbrake, release it. Just make sure everything's going well. I'm gonna try and be as realistic as possible, but also not boring for you guys, because I will be honest, some people, even rail fans, might find operating a real railroad like one is boring. Me included sometimes, but not really. I actually come home and play this after working on the actual railroad. Like a weirdo. Like the weirdo I am. Alright, we're going to select it. So we've got selected J to turn on the headlight, B for the bell, hold down V, and then pull down with the mouse for the whistle. Or just press the H button and the H shift to make it oh, what's the word? I forgot the word. Warble? That's not the word. I'll put that in the edits if I decide to actually edit this. First thing we're gonna do, flip this switch, check the points, make sure everything looks clear. Run over here like a Superman. Make sure everything looks good. I know it's not tied, but I'm gonna apply it anyways, just for the realistic sake of this. Shoot that air. Alright. A little forward, a little throttle on her. Couple toots. Get going forward. First things first. We're going to grab this coal car. I'm going to redesignate to get some more loads to here so we can get our railroad rolling. And then we're going to shoot over here and grab that other steam locomotive. Got 3 of them. 3 cars, 2 more. 1 more car. Half. 20. 10. 5. 3 and go. Stretch it out. Good stretch, good couple. 3 step. So I'm not gonna do that for every single couple, but that's about how you get it. You get 3 steps and you get in here and you turn both angle cocks. Typically, you would climb over. Now, this doesn't seem to be having a platform, so we're going to have to pretend that we can climb over this to be able to access this ankle cock. Anyways, we're going to go back here, make sure everything looks good on the car before we drag it away. Release the handbrake, and we'll climb up. Back it on up, clear release 3. About 6 cars, 6. 3 little toots to go back. I did it, but it was a little quiet. I meant to I whittle it. I cannot, for some reason, even though I've been playing this for hours now, remember what I'm trying to say. Somebody, please correct me. No, I should know, but, I'm not a steam railroader. I am a freight, modern diesel railroader. And somewhat not modern diesel locomotive railroader. 3 step. Alright. Switch line and clear. Alright, I'm clear. Release 3. Number 2. And then 2. Clear. Release 3. Get ahead. About 12 of them. That's the switch. I'm on the ground. I'm gonna come up to this water tower. Alright, we're gonna go into this mode because it's not easy to see where the hell. Actually, we'll do it. We'll do it. Alright, bring her on down. I'll catch up at 4. Alright, we're gonna climb into the firebox real quick. Not the firebox, in the tender real quick, where the coal is in the water. Wanna ease her on forward, get ahead, half. 10 feet. 5. 3, 2, and good. Now, I'm not going to do this for the rest, all of this, series, because I am single player, and there's not an actual engineer in there, other than the AI engineer that you can't physically see. And honestly, it would just get tiring, because I do that every day anyways. I like just playing around. So we're going to kind of play it like it's a model railroad at the same time as a real one. So we'll still do, some of that, some of the getting the cab, operating it ourselves. But I also do a lot of this because I like being able to just see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? All right, so our first goals we've completed so far. We're going to fill this tender up with water, and we're going to put whatever we got, like what, 2 tons of coal in total? No, 1,000 pounds of coal that I'll put in this. And then we'll come down here. I'm going to leave my man up here. My conductor and engineer. Flip this switch, reverse that. Reverse that. I'm going to actually reverse this too. We're going to put that coal car right here. Yeah. We're going to put the coal car right there. And then we'll come forward, couple it to the caboose and the passenger car. Little Pullman right there. And then we'll go on out this way. Down the tracks, the little glitchy tracks to Whittier, East Whittier, or actually we're in East Whittier to Whittier, sorry. It seems to be 30 passengers waiting for Ella. And then we'll go on to Ella, which is down the tracks. There's a water tower there. This is Stenzel, I think, manufacturing or whatever. This is the Kennelly branch or Connolly branch, however I'm going to call it the Kennelly branch just because I don't really know what else to call it. And then right while our engine is doing that, we're going to set down here, if you look in the bottom right, I am setting these cars to Kennelly Creek L1 and then copied coupled. So each of these are for Kennelly Creek L1. Loads cannot be set because I don't have a contract with them yet. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to decouple these, tie the handbrake there, just so they don't roll backwards in the industry. And then actually I'm going to change these last cars to Kennelly Creek L2. So look, these stay as L1. And then cycle. There we go. Operations, cycle. And operations, cycle. There we go. So they're all set for L2. Got one handbrake on there, and then I'm going to tie another handbrake up here. This is East Whittier Sawmill, so this is where we're going to make some decent money, hopefully. We can get a good contract with them. Looks like our water's done. We're going to get ahead. Just a little bit. Just kind of play with it a little. Right about there. That's good. It's kind of good. It's good enough. Yeah, that's perfect. That is a perfect. Rodvoskiace. I don't even know what I just said. Oh, let's not fall in the firebox. That don't seem like a good idea, in my opinion. I mean, it's not terrible. But there. So, if you didn't know, that is how you load coal. You pull up to there, and how you get some water, which will swing that back over. We're gonna get ahead here. Put that a little half throttle. Climb down and get up on the rear. Alright, so I have my own, I'm going to speak a little louder because I don't know how loud the game is, but I have my own track speeds for this area. The East Whittier yard I've decided is about 15 at most, no more. Maybe 20 right here in the siding, but it's not really a siding. I mean, it's a siding, but it's not. So with that, it'll be about 15, maybe 20. Maybe 20 if I need to move real quickly, but at most 10. When you go through the switches, it'll be about 10 mile an hour. I'm going to try and, keep it as realistic as I can, but also fun, in my opinion, But again, our opinions all seem to differ, so. Some people think this game has got so much incorrect, and it really doesn't. For a early access release at this stage, only after a year with only this many people working, honestly, I congratulate them. They've done better than most modern train simulators, like Train Sim World and Train Simulator. Granted, that's really the only two others I play. And that's by Dovetail Games, which they've kind of fallen on their knees, you know, or on their face, really. Not lying, I love the games, I do, but, you know, Run 8 is a lot better. This is kind of good compared to that. Alright, we're going a little fast. Keeper level, I don't know if that's line for us. That's line for us. I forgot to let everybody know we're backing up. We can go half independent right here, kind of bring it down, let it off. Go about 85. It's pretty much brake release, but just let them workmen know that we are backing up towards them to pick this engine up. Alright, we're going to bring it down to a stop right here. We'll get off and, so to get this engine up off the ground, the tutorial will typically teach you to press Shift and then R. And then keep hitting it until all of it is back on the rails. Just like so. You'll see it kind of couples up against each other. You can apply the brake or release it as such. Everything looks good. We're going to have this as red. Marker lights. I don't need those on since the coal car's technically in front. Alright, back it up about half to a couple. 20. 10. 5. 3 and good. Stretch it out. That's a couple good stretch. Pretty step. Alright, shift left click usually gets both your angle cocks open and the hose is connected. You'll want to always make sure the rear one is closed because you don't want that air, if you can see in the bottom left, releasing anywhere. And then what we're going to do is cut it out. So cut out this train car, apply some air, and then release it. Make sure everything is flush, good brakes. I'll show you guys a class 1 brake test later when we get some cars. I meant to hit that twice, not 3 times. Oh, let's go! Let's get out of here. It's a good throttle setting, I think. I really don't know how long this video has been so far, and I don't know how long I'm going to make each episode, but I'm also going to try to keep it at a minimum, you know what I mean? At a minimum of not too long, but not too short. A little less editing, losing some speed. Because I don't really want to edit much. I don't have time for that, you know what I mean? We need more throttle. Put your back into it, girl. There you go. We'll ease off a bit. Get her under 4 and we'll get down. Just that. Cut the throttle. A little brake on and there we go. Make sure the switch points are flush. Make sure that's, I don't even really know. I mean, I know what marker lights are for, but honestly, I like having green for going front, red for going back, and white for an extra train. That's how my railroad's marker lights will work. So if you have a complaint with that, please bring it up with the IT, or not the IT, the clerk in the main office. Thank you. I'm so hungry right now. I am hungry. I need to make some steak. Is that still... Yep, switch is still lined. Put a little brake on. Ease it down into the yard here. It's got 0 water and 0 coal, so that's good to know. Good to know. Alright, we're gonna dismount. I should have got another 4, but that's fine. It's a game. I'm gonna play it like a game. Keep that bell ringing so everybody in the shop knows, hey. Right there, that's perfect. Look at that. Alright. Control left click. Selects your engine. We're gonna apply that. Turn that bell off. Apply the brake. Decouple. Make sure everything looks good. Apply this handbrake. Open up that firebox, which probably shouldn't have fire in it, but that's okay. We're gonna turn these off. And we're gonna get ahead because we're gonna leave this. Alright, let's roll. Let's get out of here. We have got to go put the coal car at the interchange, which I'm gonna quickly set. That way, if you press tab, you can see right up there where that car is meant to go. There we go. Let's roll. We're going back to the interchange yard now. Alright, so once I get the throttle up and going, she kind of shuffle kind of dies off. Basically, a good way to start your passenger service is really just doing one run a day. One run a day. So, that's kind of the best thing you can do. You know what I mean? Hold up 1 second. Hold up 1 second. Alright, sorry I had to pause that for a second. Had to answer a phone call. Anywho, as we get rolling again, we're going to go about 5 miles an hour while I speak, because I don't feel like throttling up again. The interchange is going to be our mainstay. I've played around with different ways to go. I think going towards Bryson, but keeping this as a interchange instead of going up to going east there, that way, towards Silva is actually a better plan to start out with. Though we could save up to buy to Silva first, but that's a lot of work. And really, this interchange will hold us off for a minute, so. But once this becomes too much, we'll have to open up Silva. But passenger service, as I was saying, passenger service, sorry. My ADHD got the best of me. You'd want to run at least 1 to 2 passenger trains a day, both directions. And you'll get about 100% passenger service, and even if you don't pick everybody up. So, I mean, it's worth it. It works. And it'll keep that up from allowing you to get bonuses on your railroad. Just gonna couple that up, decouple, 3-step. Could technically climb up here and apply that, but that's the inside of the coal car, by the way. Oh, just fell off that. Well, that's not working. I'm gonna sprint down here and get up on this. Let me up! Jesus Christ. This is why you don't try and get on these trains at 7 miles an hour. On the real railroad, we, at least for the one I work for, we are required to get up on moving equipment under 4 miles an hour. Or at 4 at least. The minimum 4 miles an hour. No more. Or at the maximum, sorry, 4 miles an hour. No more. Typically, it's much better to get up at about 2, but, you know, good old railroaders can do it at 4, so, or 4.6, depending on what you feel like. Some people do it at 6, you know, and you can't really tell, but you can tell. They say you can't tell, but you can tell. I promise you, you can tell the difference between 6 miles an hour and 4 miles an hour. It is a hefty one, and it's kind of scary. So, trust me, you don't want to do that. So, switch line, clear, get ahead, upright. Not upright in a safe position, but it is the 1890s or early 1900s steam era. So, you know, screw it. We're going to do it how they did it. Unsafely back then. But you do want to couple at under at least, I'd say at least under 4 mile an hour. Preferably 2 if you want to, 2 to 2.5 if you want the least amount of damage. We're going to keep throttling it because I know that just up ahead is the passenger car. Let's keep a little throttle going. That is released. Okay. And good. Stretch it all out. Make sure it's all coupled. And good couple. Good stretch. 3-step. Let's couple it all. Get it all together. Open that up. Get inside. It looks pretty nice. I like the seating. You can sit down and enjoy your own railroad. Alright, released. Everything is good. Now we're basically going to let this bad boy, we're going to climb up here and let this bad boy go in AI mode real quick so we can get some things done. So you're going to control left click, go to orders, road, forward, say about 15 for the yard, but we'll do 20 since it's imperative that we get there right now. Flip that switch, everything's lined out for us. Yepper doodles. Everything is lined. Make sure that is lined. And then what we're going to do is, once everything is lined all the way there, we are going to place down a flare because that's how right now currently your AI engineers stop at stations or stop anywhere you want it to most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes it, doesn't, but most of the time. No game breaking bugs I've found so far. Other than if you stay in stay in the engine for long enough, sometimes your character gets booted out. I've seen that happen a few times to me. So that's why, I don't ride all the time. Unless I'm, actively in first-person mode. Anyways, once he's out, we're going to set to 25. Oh, we're technically decided still, so I'll keep it at 20. Anywho, everything looks pretty good to me so far right now. That's tied down. Once it turns like you saw earlier that it was a yellow or a bright color, now it's dimmed out. That means that we have properly spotted this train car at the interchange. And it'll also tell you if you hover over the car. Spotted at East Whittier Interchange to Carolina Fuel Co. This will fill up. It'll be pretty costly, about $200 some or so. But it is worth it because it keeps your railroad moving with coal. Because we are coal-fired steam locomotives. Also, if you hover over the tag, it shows you what industry it needs to go to. Also, I think if you also click on the tag, I don't know. I'll have to try that out. Yeah, I don't think that works. But nonetheless, we're also going to go into the menu real quick. This is your daily report under railroad, then locations. I've also watched some reviews, and some people say, that it's kind of clunky and there's a lot of information, no color coding. Well, welcome to the railroad. The railroad doesn't care. There's no color coding, barely minimum if there is. Some, hazmat cars are color coded. Other things on the systems that we have, and the tablets we have, or phones, or whatever, depending on which railroad you're on, are awful. They're terrible. They're dog crap. I'm trying to not curse in this, but this is basically one of my favorite things as a menu if you're trying to run a railroad. This is everything you need. Every other menu does in fact help, like command for teleporting, You open this, you open your switch list. That's fantastic. I'm going to show you how to use that in the next episode. You got the job briefing tutorial. And we've got this, your preferences, how you want all your settings. So, I mean, you can't really... Ooh, I need glasses, actually. Sir. I have a Thompson hat and gloves. Red bandana. So, I don't really have any complaints about it. I mean, it's clunky, and yeah, you've got a lot of things. You just got everything thrown at you, but that's real railroading. That's how it is. And I know it's a video game, but they also trying to somewhat simulate railroading. And if this was not intentional, then I guess not. But to me, I think it works pretty well. You got to know how to read what you're looking at. Locations, like I've heard other reviewers, say, "Hey, how am I supposed to know where this location is?" Well, you click on this R1. If you're going down the main line and you see this, even if there's no industry there yet, how do you remember? Well, you should write that down on a paper or make a timetable in the game for yourself. So, because that's what we have to refer to. I mean, you got to remember everything on a real railroad and where those locations are, everything. So this is Ella Station. You get the freight waybills, all these. What are your sawmill cars? We're going to click on this and go to passenger and Ella Station. And then we'll click on Ella Station, which is way over here. The train will come from the east, going west, which is this way. We'll place the flare. I say it's usually best to place it just short of the switch here because it keeps the train car near the platform. So you got Stenzel manufacturing and all that. We're going to click on this. So we're going to get tier 1. Right now, all we can have are tier 1 contracts. So Stenzel, Whittier Sawmill, tier 1. So you got R1 and SO1 and SO2. So saw, basically the logging tracks here, and then the main, railcar tracks, yada, yada, yada. Ella Farm Supply, we'll get a tier 1 contract there going. So that's over here in Ella, behind the house, blah, 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 whatever it's called. The house track, it's right here, behind the freight house, sorry. So, Farm Supply, Whittier Sawmill, Stenzel, and Hollowfield Oil, heating oil. Right here. Also, railcar unloading. It does take some time sometimes. It sometimes doesn't. It sometimes is a single day. Some people have complained about that. I'm here to tell you that real railroading, railcars can sometimes sit there for 70 to 90 hours in an industry. It does slow the railroad down, and it's a pain in the ass, but it's real. It's exactly how it is in real life. Some industries are faster than others. This heating oil, that's probably slow because you probably don't need to heat all the time. You don't need to be, creating heat constantly if you're trying to keep your house warm, Sometimes it's warm already. Sometimes you have to shut it off. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. We're going to pause real quick. All right, we're at 33 minutes. Sorry, had to go away for a second again. But anyways, we've got 42 passengers as we were gone. It's 10:18. Let's get this party started. Remove your flare, and she should go. Press E or Q to lean. See how loud this game really is, and I can adjust the volume in the second episode. Right now we're living with how loud it is, because I don't feel like changing it. We'll have to take these up to the Kennelly Creek once we get back. So this will be fixed hopefully throughout the day tomorrow, as our new workers will arrive then. I'll leave everything lined over. I usually like keeping everything normal when I'm operating, just cause. And so now that we're on the main line, by the way, I'm going to order her to go about 35, even though there's a track speed limit. If you press M, you can see the map where we're going. So this goes Thomas Valley, Wilmot, Barkers, Colby, Disborough, Silva, and the interchange. That's $10,000 to buy from the other railroad. There's also the Kennelly branch right there. This is where our engine house is, engine service facility. That's Ella. That's where we're going. That's the end of the line right here. and that goes to Governor Island, and then to Bryson, where a larger yard is in Bryson, where I think hopefully we can unlock to the Walker branch and unlock up here to Hemingway and the Alarka branch, so we can go basically from Alarka engine facility to East Whittier, with Bryson as a medium yard. Trying to do some small time PSR railroading for that. Anyways, she's flying now. Also, you can change the whistles, but I do like that one for my first engine. I will change the whistle on this other one. So we're just gonna enjoy the view first. And as we have arrived, we will jump into the third person's perspective and see that all passengers are inevitably deboarded. Now that we waited for the deboarding process, we will select the passenger car, go to passengers, and hit Whittier and start the second journey back once all 15 passengers are loaded. Sorry about that, folks. I had to go to the bathroom really quickly. Also, have forgotten to lace this hose, but this is a strong steam locomotive. It does not need that. It does not. Anyways, once we go here, we're going to go to Whittier, and then we're going to place a flare down right about here. Nah. Place a little bit further, about here. That'll stop it pretty okay. But nonetheless, we're also going to open up our financing things and go to milestones, where we can purchase the repair Ella track and bridge, which costs 1,000. We have 5,000, and we're also going to do the I guess we'll do the $350 diesel fueling stand, even though it's not quite important yet, anytime soon. It would be nice to get that out of the way at least. Get these two out of the way. Then we'll do the Bryson Bridge line to Fontana, Alarka Y, and the Alarka branch. Yeah, and the diesel fueling stand at Bryson. There's also the Build the Fontana Lake Bridge and the Red Marble Grade, which is one of the steepest in the Great Smokies, which we are in. If you guys didn't know, this line is based off the current Great Smoky Mountain Railroad line, which actually was originally the Southern Railway's Murphy branch, and there was another railroad before it. I forgot the entire history, but I did read up on it. It's pretty well made. There are some things that aren't actually in the real world or back then, but a lot of it is pretty well up to date, and the grades are proper. So there's that. So right now we're gonna control click on this and go reverse at 35. She'll head on back. And we will get going. This will be a decently long first episode just because I'm going to throw in a lot of, extra detail, especially the little ride to Ella, see what that's like. Yeah, there's not a lot of detail in the world, but it's also extremely detailed for the game that has been released. Also, this is where we're going to build the Ella Bridge project. There's also a very cute little house over here. I find that neat. Little things here and there. There's a tree growing through the bridge. Tomorrow the interchange should be filled up with cars. I'm gonna give you guys nausea as I fly back to East Whittier. We'll also, once we get that contract going, we could take the log cars up today, but that's just gonna make the video even longer. Instead, we could just do that tomorrow with a second engine. Because we don't have a contract to bring the loads back yet, so what's the point? There's a point, but you know what I mean. Coal chute. I can't wait to get number 1 going, back up and going. This is if I'm correct, it's a 44-ton T17 10-wheeler, built around 1917 and 1918 range. And then I think that's our 10-wheeler, and I think our other steam locomotive that's on its way back. There she is. She is a 41-ton G16 Mogul, built around 1916 and 1718, around that range. Same period. So right now we're probably in the late 20 teens, or late 19, tens and early 1920s kind of range as we progress through the first episodes. Anywho, let's see if that there's a little tour of the map. This is the Canelli branch, which will go up right here. It's a pretty steep branch, by the way. It's very steep going up into the logging. So you got the logging tracks here and pulpwood tracks, and up here you got even more logging tracks and pulpwood tracks, and then even further up you've got even more logging tracks and pulpwood tracks. So we'll definitely have a service dedicated to running between the Canelli branch, the Walker branch, and the East Whittier sawmill at some point in time, because it's gonna be a hefty little load of logs every day as we move forward. But we can't get going until we get that coal car loaded and until we get the second engine rolling. So we're just gonna sit right here. I'm gonna show you a little. So this is where, oh yeah, and this is a new little tab here, right up here, equipment purchase / place. This is where we can get new locomotives. So I would say I like the P18 Pacific. It's got a 4.0, factor of adhesion, 18,000 pound tractive effort. So it's got more tractive effort than these two, which are about the same. Only 900 difference between the 10-wheeler and the Mogul. My 10-wheeler will probably be my mainline engine. But this can only hold 3 tons of coal, while this one can hold 6 tons of coal. So honestly, I could just sell the T17 10-wheeler right now, make a few $1,000s, and then buy the P18 Pacific, which can hold 6 tons of coal. So honestly, we might do that. That's how I'm going to start this off. This engine was damaged in a wreck, and it's trying to teach us how to repair it. But it is our railroad, and I also haven't even set the repair destination yet. But we could probably just sell. Yeah, we could sell it for about $41.40. So yeah, before we're done, we're gonna move that over to the interchange before the day's over. Anyways, our train is almost back, and this is where we'll end the video and catch up with you tomorrow. Well, yeah, we'll go grab that other engine. I got some time. I think it's a 48-minute video so far, so it's going to be a pretty long episode to begin with, but hopefully you bear with me. Orders, stop. We'll go switch to manual. We can operate her on our own accord once all 20 passengers have unloaded. And I'll show you. This is up here. When you click on this, as you can see, we spent $1,350. So now we only got $3,692, but we did receive $42 for the elefares. It's about $1 per person for the passenger traffic. So you don't really want to waste too much time doing passenger service. It costs more coal than it does technically to keep making this passenger service right now until we get a little more. So if you see, it should actually pop up in the top left here. There it is, $21. So it's not that much, 61, but it does actually add up in the long run. Passenger service is pretty good. So we're gonna kind of floor it here, in a sense. Get us going back towards the locomotive shop real quick. We're gonna go into the siding here, and we'll go actually not in there, sorry. We'll go into the locomotive shop to pick up that other engine before the next day. So everything should be lined accordingly, and we'll just wait it out right here. Or we can ride if you want. Also, up in the top left, you can change your time. You click on the little building, go to settings. You can have the time multiplier on 2x1, all the way up to 2x8, where the seconds move, by every 10 seconds per second, or have it in real time. But when you sleep, and we'll show you that in a minute, in the day, that skips all the way to 6 a.m. which currently we have our interchange set to 6 a.m. when we wake up. I might change it to 7, give us a little time to move things around the next morning, but we'll see. 6 is very reasonable but unreasonable at the same time, I think, as a railroader, because that's usually when some jobs go on duty, or 4. It'll make us go on duty at like 4 a.m. just so we can go out there and switch some cars up for the 6 a.m. interchange. That's a lot of work. 7 a.m. makes it easier on both railroads to make a good interchange time, in my opinion. In my professional opinion. As I technically am a professional, I would say. We're gonna get a little more speed than we do. We can finish this up and move on to the next video. It's very aesthetic, I'd say. It's very enjoyable, just as a flat rate game. Alright, we're coming in the yard, 15 minimum, we're going to keep it around that. Let a couple people know that we're coming in. The non-existent shop crew, that we are rolling our way into the railway terminal, even though technically we don't have any shop crew yet, it's just us, but, you know, or just really me, since you guys are watching, but same thing. Now we're coming into the track. I'm going to slash this independent a little bit. Get us down to 10. Hop off real quick. Sprint over here. Coming in quick, but we're down 7, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we'll let it roll. Release the handbrake on this. Come on up here. Release the handbrake. Close the fire hatch, and we'll keep it cut out since we're just moving a dead engine, basically. Some throttle. Johnson bar. Some call it. It's professional terms. Le Johnson bar. That's how we will call it. But we're gonna sell this engine. That's what I'm gonna do. Is my first administrative decision of the railroad. Is to sell this engine because it's a little much. No, that's actually perfectly fine because we got to be about a car length away from our switch. All right, throw that Johnson bar out there and let's pull the reverse back a little so we gain some speed. Probably need to open up the cylinder cocks. Accelerate high. But I forget to do that, so I don't know what key it is. I think it's N or something, or L. Not quite sure. Ooh, speeding a little. Bring it down. Oh, on a real freight railroad, depending on which one you are, but the one I'm on, if you exceed speed limits, such as about 1 or 2 over, nothing much will happen. PTC, which is positive train control, will scream at you, but you probably shouldn't be doing that because you know MTOs and train masters have been looking at that. But if you go anywhere near 4 to 5 over, if you get 5 over, it'll automatically send you in an emergency and you will stop. Not emergency, but it will apply the brakes in full. Brakes. Anything faster than 5, I think it might actually send you an emergency application. Pass a signal, it does that. Yada yada yada. All that fun stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty advisable not to do that. Not to speed on a railroad because it will get you fired and it will get your conductor or engineer fired. But usually the engineer's operating, so it'll get the conductor fired because if he didn't stop it, then you're both to blame. in that situation. We're gonna ease her on down because I know that neither of those switches are lined for us. You never want to have your back to your facing movement or your train movement, but for game sake purposes of keeping this rolling, since we're already running on basically almost an hour video, I'm just gonna quickly break my own rules and railroading FRA regulations so we can get this show on the go. 2 cars, 2. One more. Half. 20 and good. Alright, switch line clear, up right here. Let's get ahead. Yard speed's about 10, so, but we'll keep it around there, 10 to 11. Just for safety purposes, to keep our equipment from getting damaged. Our side. Wickety wacketing Johnson going around. That is what we are doing. That switch is lined against our movement there, which is good because we're going to do something really quickly that is professional but not professional. If I can climb up real quick, we're going to decouple, and when we get close, they apply the brake. We've released our past brake cars. We're going to back up a little bit. Apply this handbrake and get on down. It should roll itself to a stop, theoretically. Now that's done. That right there, folks, is called kicking cars the old-fashioned way, and you can do it in the modern way too. But that's how we're gonna do it. That is how we're gonna do it. Oh, I just realized a problem here. Yeah. Well, this technically, yeah, it's technically in the East Whittier interchange. All right, we're just gonna leave our engine right here. We're just gonna leave this engine right here. Apply. Apply. We're gonna decouple and get out of the way. Switch is still lined, so we technically didn't need to do that, but you know we did. Release the handbrake and get ahead. Clear that interchange so when cars come in, line that back. Alright, bring her on down. I think she's in the clear. Yep. Alright. That is the end of the video, folks, of the Andrews and Northeastern Railway first episode with Xenia, a real conductor. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to get a little pose for the cover photo. And there we go. Probably think of a better one next time, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.